What's up, guys? My name is Isaac. You guys have kind of seen some of my previous videos where it's just riding dirt bikes. I kind of wanted to do something a little bit different today. I'm actually going to do kind of a maintenance or like bike video. So as you see, I got two new mousse tubes. I got the front and rear, the new Tusk from Rocky Mountain. So I'm going to install them on my Shearco today, and we're going to see how that goes. A little background, I hate replacing tubes and tires. Like, when I had the YZ250, I tried to replace the tube the one time, and I ended up going through like 2 tubes just because it is just not my specialty. So I'm going to try and kind of do this into like 2 different videos. Like, one's going to be me installing and kind of giving you my review of how hard it is to get in for someone that sucks at this completely. And then I kind of want to do another video of where I'm riding it and testing it out. So what I'm going to do with this, the goal is I'm going to run only 1 rim lock. I've heard people say that you should run 2, and I've heard people say that you don't need to run 2. So I'm going to see what 1 rim lock is like, and if I need to, then I'll go to 2. And then I'm also not going to drill the mousses. I know I run a lot of more hard enduro stuff or more enduro stuff out in the woods and stuff, and they suggest it. I don't really do a lot of high speeds, but I want to see what it feels like, and if I kind of need, if I'm feeling like it's not squishy enough, I'm then just going to run it, then maybe I'll drill. But as of right now, goal is 1 rim lock and no drilling of the mousse tube. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to take the tire off, and we'll just kind of go from there. So gotta go the right way with it first. But we're just going to take this capsule nut off and take our rear tire off. We'll start with the rear first. That way, if I don't finish this job and I don't want to mess with the front wheel, I can still at least check out the back wheel. But what's funny is I just replaced my brakes not too long ago, so everything has just been greased and oiled and everything like that and put back together. Probably should have waited. Back tires off. Okay. We're going to try and not have to use YouTube that often, all right? All right, one side of the tire is completely off. So now we'll see if we can get the other side. It is now off. So we'll see by the end of this. I'd like to be able to say that I kept the tubes in case I ever need them. But we'll see if I just messed it up or whatever. If you guys see a better way to do this, again, always comment, let me know. Again, like I was saying, my experience with changing tires is not always the best. Okay, first, thank you, Joe, for letting me use your tire changing tool, because this is going to make things a lot easier. So let's take out the valve stem, and then we'll start working on getting this whole thing apart. Probably should have did this when it was on the bike, make it a little bit easier, but we'll figure that out as time goes. Okay, we're going to start cleaning the rim up because it's super dirty. So when researching, people said use some brake cleaner. I'm gonna go around with some WD-40 first, just to kind of get everything I can, and then I'm gonna go through with some starting fluid. But especially you can see from where the rim lock and everything is, and everything else, it's super gross. Okay, as you can see, got the rim cleaned up on the inside. It's looking a lot cleaner. So I'm gonna get some duct tape, and I'm gonna go around this rim to keep some of that dirt out. So, but yeah, so definitely clean your rim, because apparently that's what everyone says is what keeps, if you keep the dirt out, you'll apparently keep your mousse tubes going for a longer time. So it'll be really interesting to see how long I can go on one of these new mousses, especially with the tusk. The reason I wanted to try the tusk was because they came in at such a low price point. For someone like me that's never ran them before, it is definitely just perfect. The perfect price to try, or perfect price to try it out. You know what I mean? So we'll see how that goes. Got me some pretty hefty Gorilla Tape. So I'm just going to go a couple passes around this rim. Make sure it's sticking real good. And then I'll have to figure out how I want to cut it. So I can get my rim lock in. Alright, rim lock is on. I just talked about cleaning up the rim and use the dirtiest rim lock I could find. Or put the dirtiest rim lock in there I could use. So I'm going to clean that up a little bit, and I'm going to clean my rim lock. I didn't really think about that till now. Alright, so I've just sprayed out the tire itself. When I was watching the video on how the guy, I think it's Ride with Night or something like that, when he was doing it for the Rocky Mountain video, he said basically put one of these whole gel things in there and then use some extra lube to go around the actual mousse. So I am going to kind of do I'm going to do exactly what he did. And I'm just going to use this whole thing inside there and lube it up. Hopefully, with everything that I just did, it works perfect. So. Okay, that's one whole tube. Just smear it in there. So Rocky Mountain, when they send you your tube, they send you two of these actually. So you have one for each tire. And then I also bought that giant bottle of stuff too. So, because I'll be honest, I didn't know if I was going to do this right the first time. Still don't. Definitely use gloves. I don't usually use gloves on a lot of things. But this stuff I did not expect to be this sticky and gross. Okay, I think that is good. Let's do the actual mousse now. And we'll just lube this thing up. So what do you guys think? You think this is a good? Do you guys prefer regular tubes? Do you think like that Lucioli? I've heard Joe talk about it for hours and hours and hours. Do you think that's going to be the way to go? What do you guys think is going to be the best option for tires? I've always wanted to try mousses, just ever since I found them. Seemed like a really cool concept. And then after, like I was saying at the beginning, after I went through 2 different tubes on the 250, I kind of was like, this sucks, you know what I mean? So, what do you guys think? Alright. Also, wear old clothes when you're doing this stuff, because I'll be honest with you, this stuff is sticky. Dude, I'm gonna be so dirty after this. Alright. Crap. Well, she's in. That is feeling a lot different already. Alright. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to try and get this tire mounted up. So let's get some gloves on because everything's so sticky. I have to take a second to get some water. I'm sweating up here. So. Go on this way. I was about to say, can I get this all the way on without having to... Okay. All right, one side is now on. Woo! All right, now let's see if we can get the other part. Okay, just watched some YouTube. I think we're ready to get this other side on. if I can get this glove on. Alright. So he said to keep it oriented towards this, and then to come in here, like so. Bring it right there. Then Joe's handy dandy stand holds it there. And then he said come in here with this other side and press that rim block back. Which it does. There we go. Just moved a little bit. There it is. Okay. So I said the press on that. This is always my favorite part, that last little stretch before the end of the tire, before the tire is actually all the way on. Good news is I think our rim lock is on there. It's in there like swimwear, so we should be good there. I'm struggling. I've kind of lost a little bit of progress. Didn't realize it, but we're gonna keep on going, I guess. Oh, gosh dang, keep flipping. All right, this is the part where I get frustrated. That last little bit, I know everybody has the same problem I do, but it is always just messing with me for some reason. I don't know what to do. He talks about maybe putting some where there's pressure down over here, so I'm gonna have to do some looking. We got the tire on. Sorry, my camera died halfway through, said it was a little bit too hot. Apparently it was washing me for way too long struggle. With the back tire, putting this on, the thing that helped me the most is when I was watching the one guy's video, was explaining that to do counter pressure on the other side of the wheel. That was able enough to get me a bite to put it on. I think I got everything correct. So now I just got to put the wheel back on the bike, and the back tire will be done. All right, tire is officially on. I think I'm going to hold off on the front for now, just because that took me a minute. All in all, I'm trying to think, it probably took me an hour or two. Again, this is the first time ever doing it. Definitely notable things. use that counter pressure, like the guy was saying, helps a lot. It's really nice that you don't have to worry about popping a tube. You can kind of be a Neanderthal for a minute and start wrenching on it. But it is definitely stiff to get on there. Okay, so yesterday we got the back tire on. I think it's on correctly. So now we're going to start working on the front tire. So hopefully it's a little bit easier. Front tire came off nice and easy. All right, officially off. Whew. All right, Just like I did to the rear, I'm going to now clean up the actual rim because this thing is dirty. Make sure you get your King of the Hill WD-40 to clean it up first. But so on the back, I ended up scratching it. Just one small piece towards the end. So I'm hoping, doing that once, the front wheel will look a little different. It's not that crazy scratch, but it's enough that you don't want on a new rim. So, okay. So, cleaned out this, cleaned up the rim. It should be all good. Now we're going to grease it up and see if we can get it mounted and put back on the bike. Time to install the actual mousse tube now. All right, she's in. All right, let's see if we can get her on now. Might have to go back to a video. Rough. Okay. Let's try this again. Hmm. Dang it. Ah! Okay, just got the front tire completely on. After doing this, I don't know if it's just that stiff or what's going to happen. It feels really stiff on the front. This is what Rocky Mountain or Tusk, whenever they did their size chart, said was correct for my tire. It went in hard for the front wheel. The back wheel felt great. This one feels really stiff. And I'll be completely honest with you, I forgot to record half of it because I was just doing everything I could trying to get this thing onto the front. I was full weight on the stand, one knee here, legs here, beat buddy over here. Like, I had so many different combinations. I finally got it on, and then I had to fight with the actual the bead lock. So, and that was felt like another 30 minutes of fighting. So we're now to the point where we can get this on the bike. So, and then we'll see where we go from there. Okay, tire's on.